Here on how things not only ended today, but guess what? That was August. Hope you enjoyed it. The month is done. All three U.S. indexes here in the books red, unfortunately, for the month of August. It was the first red month, in fact, since February, if you can believe that, for a couple anyways. We'll touch on a few things here as we await earnings coming across. Just hearing a couple of things coming out right now. But yeah, red month, 1.6% there for the S&P 500. The Qs end the month 1.5% to the downside. We'll go over to the DIA, which is the Dow. Downside to the tune of 2.19% for the Dow. So across the board, yeah, negative month, unfortunately. But that's how the day wraps up for the S&P 500. Amazon 2.5%. One of the standouts here today. CRM 3.3% to the upside. Pretty impressive, even though, as we saw when we came back at 2 o'clock there, it was a bit of a grind back to the downside, kind of a slide as far as Salesforce was concerned, coming off of earnings. Adobe 3% to the upside as well. The rest of tech kind of strong here, to be honest. NVIDIA, Apple, Broadcom, we'll hear from them. 3.2%. Microsoft flat when all is said and done. Oracle 0.5% in the red. Netflix did get back to positive territory. I was watching that at the end of the day there. 0.13 to the upside. There's Tesla as well. 1.5%. Pepsi 1.5%. Coke 1% downside. So overall pretty mixed. Consumer stocks, healthcare stocks, and the banks responsible for the negative side of things. This was the main headline today. If you missed it early on this morning, we were talking about PCE and inflation. Although Frank Caberna seemed to think it was no big deal. We're still seeing that stickiness as we were talking about as far as the PCE side of things. Again, coming up on the 13th of September, we'll get the next reading on CPI. I will not be here for that, but I'm sure the guys will take care of you as far as bringing that data. And then the next week, 19th and 20th, we'll hear from Fitcher, Powell, and his crew on what on earth they're going to do in September. I mean, it looks like they're going to pause. 88% or so, they're going to pause. And then we still have a little bit of a chance of a quarter-point hike to come.
Nice to see you, Brendan.
You as well.
You did. Nice to see you, Brendan. And he said you as well there.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out, man. What a great show. Some crazy movers today.
Yeah, unreal.
Obviously there. And you know what? Speak of the devil. I hate to speak of the devil. But ADTX right now, 67. It just went to $80 right still. Yeah. Oh, okay. Are you talking to me? I don't even know what's happening anymore. Nice move to the upside there. $80 just got blown out there on EDTX. So now you're at 66 and change. Kabloom to the upside. We still do await some major earnings. If we can put the board up there, I've edited it. It should be good to go there. We do have Ms. Shay coming through later on today as we'll just get up to our Benzinga Pro. Shout out to Benzinga today and for every day. We will wait to see if there's any news coming through right now. I'm not seeing anything hit, but let's go over to the market, the sector recap, and we will wait to see if anything pops up here on our trade ideas to let us know that there's been something popping out here right now. Wow, United States Oil Fund today. Look at that, man. We are right back upside right now on this name. Shout out to everybody that's here, by the way. I got to go over to live chat right now. Thank you so much for joining. I know it's tough to get back here. We're only going to be on a half hour. We've got the death clock up soon. We'll be up there. Why not? I broke the death clock because it wasn't actually a death clock. As you guys know, I've sort of expired that a couple times. But right there, $75 for USO. So beautiful bounce off 70, now taking out some highs there at 75. So yeah, man, stay long oil. You guys know that I've been talking about the XLE and buying these dips there in the XLE. So what a good day that was. Their Dell now out apparently. Woo-wee doggy. Nice move up there for Dell. Starting to go whoop, and there's a flush down. But $59 coming through right now for Dell. It looks like they're going to have a beat on that number, up 7% now for Dell as that's moving around a little bit here. Dell, there are the numbers. They're in the building. 1.74. What? As they 114 was the guess. I could say a guess, just but estimate. 1.74 beating. Yeah, it is a guess, I guess. 1.14 educated guess. Some would say educated, some would say not. Nice move up there. Looks like everything is a beat right now on that side. 22 billion or 23 billion almost versus 21 billion. So that's a good one. Do the limbo, Brendo. Do the limbo right now. Dell coming through. So all right. So good little number there for Dell. We'll keep an eye on again the board. We're here with trade ideas. Anything popping off today? We'll have a look at that. And look. The ETF, FXI, I don't want to be involved in this one until we get to 30 bucks. Let the Chinese names start to blast off. The FXI is, of course, China shares. Lululemon, I guess, now, is that out right now, Lululemon? I'm seeing it moving around a little bit. No, I don't see Lulu out yet. So that's going to come out at some point. Sorry to scare you. Yeah, look, there's the flush on Lulu. Lululemon beats revenues I'm seeing there. I don't see it on my scanner yet as far as Benzinga is concerned, but it looks like Lululemon flushing in right now down to 360. It just hit for Lulu. If that comes across, I'll give it to you, but apparently it is out. So Lululemon with a flush down right there into 360. I don't have the numbers. We'll talk about it when it does come out for me anyways. Trade ideas signaling a nice move down there on Lulu. Mongo, hello, MongoDB. Shout out to Miss Shay. She want to talk about AVGO. This name, enterprise software name. Boom to the upside on the information side. Nice move up to 410 right now for MongoDB, taking out some levels there. Yeah, we can go right over into earnings, man, because that's kind of what we're doing right now. Nice move up there for MongoDB. The SPY was unfortunately, womp, womp, womp. They did have 4 days in a row to, no, come on, SPY needs to load. SPY, we're still stuck on MongoDB there. SPY, 4 straight days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the red candles. So there it is today. SPY's down 0.2, killing us this week. Trying to get a perfect week. Not happening right there. SPY down 0.2 so far here today. But wow, what a couple nice beats. I said watch out for NVIDIA on Broadcom earnings. Broadcom not out yet, but yeah, nice flush at the end of the day, man. What's up with that? Beautiful flush there on those imbalances. Remember, we did have we did have that big Apple sell-off, and it is MSCI rebalancing as well. So that's a nice move down to the downside. Nothing else really out right now. I still don't see those Lulu numbers, but apparently they are out. Let me just go back over, call up. I just actually closed. Yeah, why don't I see Lululemon here on Benzinga? Like, there it is, just hit right now, 409. So I guess they were waiting. 268 right now, beats 254. Sales of 2.12, beating as well. And if you guys are going to do something called channel checks, Lululemon, we heard this from Brendo actually, I think it was Monday or Tuesday. He had to return something at Lululemon, talked about how easy that was, and talked about the lineups that were there. We did see some people in the chat. That's what channel checks are all about. That was a popular thing with Apple, man. If you go into the Apple store and the lineups are out the door, you know that people are looking for those phones or iPads or MacBooks, but pretty much all phones. Right now, nice little beat there across the board. It looks like for Lululemon. So that one's coming in nicely. 21.6% beat over earnings, same period last year. So again, wow. What's the problem with retail, says Lululemon. 21% beat from last year. So that name, I mean, who stank bid that right down there at 360, man? You got a gift if you were able to execute there after hours. Now you're starting to go right back up to the upside. Look for Lululemon to take out 390 right here today. I really, really like that one. And then, like I said, man, Miss Shay's going to be with us in a minute, but she was want to talk about all about Mongo. And you know what? Like, Mongo beat now today, like a major beat, man, up to the upside there, just up 10%. Trying to look at some of these levels, breaking through 4 bills right now, and literally taking out some of these areas here, 410, 412. But the thing about it is, it's going to run into some support or some resistance up here near 425. That is for sure. Some nice resisted areas there for Mongo. But again, nice beat. Like, stay in your lane as some of these names are concerned, man. We knew that tech was going to be a big mover here today. Looks like Mongo upside there on the information database side. So good move there. Broadcom, of course, in the semiconductor sector with software, different applications coming through for AVGO. I don't see the numbers yet on this one, but Benzinga was a little bit slow with that Lulu report, but you know, seems to got it right there to the upside. So we'll have a quick look at that. The one thing, and I got to shout out Miss Danielle Shay, because you know what? You can take whatever trade you want to take, but it takes something to actually put it on. We could talk about this. We had her on last week with Affirm, and I was like, you know what? Let's see what happens at this $20 level. It always seems to run into key levels, and that's exactly what Affirm did. Now trying to take it out, man, $21. If you are in this Affirm break, though, you had a closing high right there of 21. It did wick as high as 23 bucks. Again, Affirm with a nice shortable interest right there, 17% right there on Affirm. Float's not a problem, 217 million shares on that one. So we will wait for Broadcom, but we will wait no longer because it's going to be Trader Talk right now. Looks like Danielle's all ready to rock and roll. I was just told that she's actually not ready on our end. It's so that was I jumped the gun. I saw her waiting there in the room. So as soon as she gets locked and loaded, we will come up. Remember, we are having some issues with our OBS right now, which is the onboarding. Okay, so when she's ready, you give me the thumbs up there, and we'll go into that. I just want to look at Dell. It's going to be minutes away. Let's see who's here right now as we get her ready. She is ready. We're going to call her on in a minute. Dell with a nice move, man. 56 up to 62. Look what Dell's doing. Dell is taking out levels that we haven't even seen before. So Dell, a big one, man. Computers nonstop. Let's see what Dell has to say. Who's here right now? Yo, what up, Abo? Judge, man. Yeah, Dell into the gap for sure. Dell filling the gap. Huge move to the upside now, taking out that 58. So you are right about that one. We're on the live chat right now. Yeah, man, we all miss Dell. Good one. John C. spinning it out. Hope you win on that one. Kevin's there as well. JJ's here. AK's here. M. Nice is here. M. Night Shyamalan coming through on the show. Of course, that's not who it is. Hey, Steven, what's up, man? Saying hi to me. You guys, make sure you, yeah, I got it. Make sure you hit the like button again. I'm going to do this because I like this graphic so much. It's Miss Shay, I presume. You are in the building. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're a busy lady on a Thursday, but thank you so much for coming through. What a busy day for earnings.
Of course, I love being on your show, and I wasn't going to miss, Broadcom, MDB, Lululemon, a bunch of different names after the close today, and it looks like they're already on the move as well.
Tell me, much like my wife, she has a few pairs of Lululemon clothing. I assume you do as well.
Sean, I have to tell you that when it comes to all of that kind of stuff, I actually am a huge bargain hunter. I am far more of like the TJ Maxx, Marshalls kind of shopper. You may see me in Walmart on the weekend. I actually do not own anything Lululemon.
Uh-oh, okay, well, maybe you own the stock. I mean, that's been a really hot name for a very, very long time. Yeah, good number. Oh, I wanted to show you this. Put my screen on really quickly here before we go back to Danielle and talk about Mongo and stuff like that. Look at this flush down there. That's actually a real print. I know you're an options trader, but have you ever put in like bids like that into options, maybe in the middle of the day for names that you wanted to maybe think could flush down that you really did like? And we call them like stink bids around here, meaning that like they're a bid that we never thought could fill. Do you have any stories where maybe something that you never thought would fill actually filled?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a little more challenging to do in options, right, just because you have to place a little bit more complex orders. I will do it just trading the stock though, especially after hours. If I'm looking for a stock like this to, roll over, what I like to do is just look at the expected market maker move. And so for example, with Lululemon, it was $27. So on a stock like this, if it falls within the expected move, I mean, I'll buy the shares after hours instead of the options. And I will do it with futures as well, but not as much in the options market.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd get too many flushes like that, but we just got Mongo coming through, man, and that was quite the nice beat here. If you come over to my screen, guys, MongoDB right here, also with a nice wow right here. Their forward 24 number right here, 227 to 235 versus 155 puff pass on the analysts right there. They're not even close on this one. It looks like the revenues will be a beat as well on Mongo. What were you thinking looking into this trade? And look at this beat right here, man. Monster move up. You're up 10%. Let's see if we can sort of, well, we're already past this gap right here of 4 bills, looking to take out some of these highs into 430 and so on and so forth. Did you see anything on the charts? Did you have any of your traders in this name? What say you on MDB?
Oh, definitely. So, I like this stock. I own the shares. And,
Great.
What I was looking for in this one is essentially if we could get up above 425, I mean, that's where it could really take off because you have all of this resistance here at 425, 430. That brings you back up to a resistance zone from May of 22. And on this stock, I mean, we've seen some pretty big moves on earnings with this name. Last quarter, it gapped up 30%. And so, if this thing can keep going up above that 425 zone, that's where we could really get a great post-earnings trade going tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, so we'll look at that zone there for Mongo. If you own the shares, man, you have a nice little move. If you come over to my screen here, what a day, what a year for these guys. Wow, in December, this was $145. Are you kidding me? Right now, there's that big, huge gap as well, Danielle, from $300. That's my fear always, is that you have such a gap on their last, was that even, yeah, in their June report there, that I always worry about filling that gap. Me and you talked about that with NVIDIA. And how about NVIDIA? I know you also want to talk about AVGO. I don't see that as being out yet. Oh no, AVGO, is it out right now? Oh yeah, there. Okay, let's just flip the script here. Broadcom just looks like it's out right now, and we may be going the other way on that name here for AVGO, down into $900. But that looks like it's a quick move there on Broadcom, filling back again, back into 9 bills. You're not going to get anything down to $800 here, but right now, nice move on the day. Obviously today, kind of just getting to where we were in the morning again on this. So I don't think it's a disastrous move by any stretch. It looked bigger than it was, but it's a $900 name. So let's not get too panicky there. But nice move back down there on Broadcom. What say you with this name?
So I love Broadcom. They've done a really good job beating EPS, revenue, guidance, quarter over quarter for the last 12 quarters in a row. I own the shares in this one too. And, it has some really good support down here at the 50 simple, right around 870, 875. Here's the thing, Sean, is that these tickers that have been crushing it has happened, name after name all summer where people are so used to them crushing it that they actually fall on earnings. But you know what? To me, that is just a buying opportunity. So I still like it. I think as long as it's holding up above 875, it's going to be just fine. It closed at 922. The market maker expected move was $40. So with it only being down $20, I mean, that's just a buying opportunity. What I did with it is I just sold the at the money calls and puts, and I did put a lotto butterfly on here too, targeting the 950 price point because I do think it's going to end up at 950. But ultimately, I think that's a post-earnings buy right there.
I want to give a big shout out to SFT here in the chat. Danielle Shay, she is awesome right there. So thank you so much. Top female trader, Danielle Shay. There it is. Yeah, I didn't even hit that. So there you go. I agree with that, man. We've been touting you for quite a while. So the chat, absolutely loving it. Thanks, Danielle. And maybe do us a favor. You'll stick in the chat for a couple minutes if people do have questions for you. Can you promise me that? Because I'm not done with you yet.
I'll stick in the chat. I'll stay around. I love your show.
You know what, Danielle? I'm noticing right now you got the little lean on there. We're all comfortable. This is what we're talking about. I did want to talk. Yeah, see, you know what's good, girl. Okay, right there. How about Deere? you were back on here and you gave us a little bit of a tidbit about Deere and was like, you know what, any weakness, BTFD, man, buy that dip, and there it goes. Just like we chatted a little bit before about Affirm, I'm going to give you some credit on Deere. Nice little bounce back on that one there. Good play there. Let's go back over to Affirm just real quick here, because I do have, the death clock is not working, Danielle, but as you know, I talk way too much, and so I have to end the show at 4:30 or else they're going to, you know, like, what was that show where they used to pull the guy off with the, like that? That may happen to me pretty soon on here. But when we were last on, we talked about Affirm. What did you put on, if you don't mind giving the viewers a little bit of a taste on what you liked with this call, what you have on, if it's still on, and what are you looking for in any continuation play with AFRM?
Yeah, sure. So this is a strategy that I don't use a lot. I trade a lot of earnings, and I've had a kind of a lot of size with that. And then I've also had a lot of swing trades on too. But I looked at this and I was like, I can't say no. And that's because I love a little bit of a short squeeze. And so when you're looking at this ticker, and this is exactly what you're pointing out. Let's see, I was on the show with you last Thursday. When was that? Like the 24th? Yeah. So the 24th. We're down here. Earnings is coming out. You wanted to know if we could trade a short squeeze. You know, I said, all right, well, there's some resistance here. Let's see after earnings if it can break through 17, break through 18. Like, then I would be really interested, because once you get up against these previous highs, that's where I want to get involved. So I went ahead and I just bought some out of the money calls. I did it really small. I bought, let's see, 4 calls for $1 a piece. So $400 investment overall. And, you know, those are up 85% now. So $380, not bad. It's a smaller size than I would normally do, but I mean, I do like to keep my risk in the options market between about $500 to about $1,500 per trade. So that fits my risk parameters with a short squeeze like that. You know, essentially what I'm looking for is, let's just buy these options. I did them out of the money at the time. Now they're in the money. So that's exactly what you want to do when you have a short squeeze. You know, if you can get some cheap ones out of the money and then have the price trade up to where they're in the money, I mean, that's perfect. You know, it's up here, it's broken through this area of resistance. I probably should have taken it off today, but with the nice move that it was having, closing up almost 4% again, I thought, well, let's see if I can hold it one more day, because the thing with these short squeezes is that if it gaps up again the next day, then you get another squeeze. So
what about the fact that we are now at month end? I mean, that happened today. I could see some, obviously, some increased possible volumes there in the option market, maybe adding to some of those premiums. Is that ever something that you consider, like, okay, it's the end of the month, maybe now it's time to close out my trades? Or do you just go basically just on price and volume, and the date is not, obviously options have expiration dates, but if you're still in the money or you're still outdated on that, you still have a few time value there. Do you ever consider maybe that there might be extra premium at the end of the month on some of those? Because you get the rebalances.
As far as the end of the month is concerned, the main thing that I look for is just this. I mean, the last day of the month, you usually get this sell-off right at the end of the day. And, you know, we were coming up right into about 2:40. I'm in the central time zone here. So 2:45 central. And you see the market just rolled right there at the end of the day. That is a very typical end of day trade that we'll do in our trading rooms, just, you know, the S&P or the NASDAQ. As far as, you know, the volatility, I haven't noticed anything major about that or the liquidity, but I will say that this end of month, especially end of quarter trade, is pretty dead on the last 10 minutes.
All right.
But then, you know, after that's over, we're on to September and continuing along with our regular swing patterns.
Yeah, September could be a juicy one. We don't normally get sort of these buys into the end of August, so it's nice to see that. We'll see if it can continue forward. Danielle, it's only a week until the NFL season starts, and your Kansas City Chiefs kick it off next week. I can't remember who they're playing, but good luck to the Chiefs. I know that's your team there. We'll see. Neil's team is the Buffalo Bills, but we always go back and forth on the show. I think the Chiefs are better. He thinks the Bills are better. We used to be season seat holders, so we'll see what's going on with that one. But I know you're excited for the football. Say hi to Luke for me. I have to let you go right now. Thank you so much. It's Danielle Shay from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for coming on. Stay in the chat. There's people that have a lot of questions for you. So once again, thank you so much. And again, you have to be a subscriber to the channel, which is completely free, to join Danielle in the chat. So thank you so much, Danielle. And I will catch you on the flip side. I actually get to have a day off tomorrow, believe it or not, as I take the team. We're going on I coach one of the rep team for baseball here for the all-girls team. So we're in a tournament this weekend, and we're going to get locked and loaded starting tomorrow, Friday. So I'll catch you next week, Miss Danielle Shay, and I'll see you in the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great game, and good luck.
Ciao, 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 ciao. That's Trader Talk. Go Vikings, says John C. in the chat. Come on, man. I'm a Green Bay Packer fan, but I do like the Vikings, man. Shout out to Justin Jefferson over there. Wow, what a monster that guy is for sure. All right, because we just talked about the chat, let's go. Shout out to the best moderator in the business. Hats off to you, Bears versus Bulls. What's up, my guy? Right there, Super Chats. Yo, it's Nick W. It's Ian Rispetto today. This is Thursday Fan Funding, and Bears versus Bulls puts this together. So thank you so much for that. D. Westermeyer's always there. Nimit. Yo, what's up, Nimit? Oh, by the way, Nimit, let me just check out what your ICCT is doing. Nimit messaged me and everybody on the show when ICCT was down to $10. He asked, hey, what's good with this name? I mentioned to him, you might want to get out if we can come back up to 13 bucks. We touched 14.24. Nimit, I hope you got out of that one, as that's still fading out a little bit here in the aftermarket. Online store, if you're ever shopping online, shop on the online store. So thank you so much for that one. Thursday Fan Funding, Rory's here, TRL, Mike Crehan. You got to go to the screen so I can show these guys' names if you get a second there. Jay, it's Fabian's doing this all by himself, so let's be a little patient with that. That's me that should be patient. What's up to Jeff as well? Shout out to everybody. Thank you so much for that one. And there goes ICCT. Let's check out, what was that, ADTX there? That was another one that was real fun to watch. It just said halted, but I don't think it's halted, or maybe it's halted. 48 bucks. Wow, what a move there in the aftermarket. That touched 80 bones right there in the aftermarket. Wow, what a great opportunity for anybody trading today. ADTX. Monster. A lot of those names tend to run in the aftermarket. We actually saw that yesterday with ICCT when that went into 40. Where was it? There it was, went to 42 bucks. If I can sort of, let me pop this thing out quickly here so I can show you guys what that did yesterday on ICT. There it was there in the app. No, that's 20 bucks. It must have been before then. Where was it? Where was it? There it is right there, that $42 mark right there in the aftermarket. It looks like ADTC or whatever, ADXT, whatever that name is. Doing that again right now. Okay, let's go for a little bit of a trade review. I wanted to talk a little bit about something that's been popping out a little bit over the last little while, and that's going to be Tilray. So we did get that schedule 1 to 3 suggestion from HHS yesterday for cannabis, and Hampton's trader got lucky on NVIDIA. Look, don't ever call yourself lucky because, luck is a big factor of trading, but you got to put the trade on, right? And so, good job putting it on. I don't know what the trade was, but okay, Tilray. This is the thing about Tilray, man. We can look at the daily chart for this. It's a little choppy. Obviously, you get the big moves in, but don't be... the reason why I want to review this is you're still bumping up to where we've already been. So we've already been to this level before back in early August, 320 or so. I still feel like we got to take these levels out and hopefully get above this 340 level before it becomes a really long trade for me to recommend that. We've been beat up in this name for a while on Tilray as it just kept on going back down to the downside. But look at this, man. Again, here's the handle, here's the cup, and then boom to the upside. So you're always going to look for some consolidation like this, but then you've gotten some good news, right? Look at the pops on the news. it pops up and it doesn't take very long for it to come back, kind of drifts back in, but then boom, right back there up into the upside. I believe that Tilray is going to be a play for a minute. It's just we need to get through the election cycle, make sure that it's on board. I remember when we had, it was Kamala and Biden. She was talking all about that. We had Grow Generations brand just take off into the 40s or 50s. Now it's a $3 or $4 name. They didn't, again, not to talk politics, but there hasn't been much follow through. There was a lot of talk pre-election about possibly getting this name, not to necessarily legalize it, but start to talk about that. And it's been on the back burner, and there's been good reasons for that as well, I assume. But cannabis, definitely a play that I think we should all look for. This is the play for me. Any dip buys. I feel like we did take the $3 break, but it didn't last very long. Came back in, dip buy, find some support for this. So, you know, we got it back into 285. I'm not going to be here tomorrow, but the reason why, the 200 period moving average, watch that on the minute chart. It was a little lower. We did buy it on that, and then it did dump in a little bit there for Tilray. So I still think that cannabis has a place, and it should not be obviously a Schedule 1 drug, such as the same as many of those other much harsher, like fentanyl, like whatever. We talked, cocaine. Thanks, Fabian. For that one there coming through. So nice move to the upside right there for Tilray. Ketamine. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, let's. Who the hell's yelling all these things? Oh, hey, what's up, Kat? How you doing there on the upside there? But it is now 4:31. We actually did a little bit of roll call there. Hit the graphic. Why isn't that on my board, by the way, Fabian? Let's go. Hit that graphic. Get it there. All right, man, thank you so much for sticking with me through this whole show. We will continue to put this show on for you every single day and have the best of the best in guests. We had Kreda come through yesterday, trading psychologist. We had Danielle Shay today with options. We had Chris Bretcher talking all about trading. He is a former prop trader on the floor of the CBOE, right? We had Michael Noss come through on Monday. CMT Michael Noss coming through talking about, again, not just options, but about possible plays there coming through. So what a big show it's been. Thank you so much to everybody that's been here. So who's here? Viper Trader's here. Deez is here. Hugh. Yeah, go Pack, go, man. Yeah, you're right about that one. Jordan Love. Miguel's here. Bears vs. Bulls is here. Ponzi's here. Future's here. You know what? I saw a different Ponzi there in the chat earlier. My Ponzi is Ponzi Fonzie. So what's up to you? Going Gucci. What's up, Going Gucci, man? And I just hope that you guys enjoyed the show. The one thing, see a cat, have a good one. The one thing that I want everybody to do is make sure that you hit the like and the subscribe, because I look at that every single day. And I know viewership is going to be different based on who's reporting, but I think you could always come back to the show. It's always going to be a half hour or so, and we're going to have great guests for you. We're always going to go over earnings. I'm going to talk about some plays that I think may be good for a couple different swings, like that Tilray play there, and different things. We'll always talk about people in the chat. I'll see if I can get the guests to stay in the chat for you as well. I see Danielle Shay out there, so thank you so much for everything that you're adding and all the value that you're adding to the chat as well. Be a subscriber, hit the like, hit the subscribe. It's been a fantastic one here again today. I'm off tomorrow, so everybody please have a great, the show should still be going on. I believe it'll be Neil is sitting here tomorrow for me, so hopefully that will be able to come through. Stay tuned on Twitter for that one, but it's been a great one. I'm off. I'm going to enjoy the weekend, and all I can do is hope that everybody on this chat and everybody watching also enjoys their weekend. So this has been a show brought to you by Trader TV Live and Day Trade the World, and I want to thank anybody who else wants to sponsor it. Let's go. We'll bring that through as well. But I'm Sean Katina. Thank you so much for watching. Find me on Twitter at TraderTVSean. I'll see everybody on Tuesday. Ciao.